This is just a quick recap of the constructions you're going to be required to do on tomorrow's quarterly exam. So the first construction is to recreate a triangle. To do so, when we take our compass, we can pick any of the three sides to start with. Now I'm just going to pull up my compass here, just like I do on the board in class. So we have this compass, and you can pick any of the three sides. I'm going to start with the side JK. If you chose any of the other two, that is fine as well. But notice I'll put one of my clear pieces at J, and I'm going to stretch out so that we have the full length of JK in our compass here. Now, I'm going to just fix mine a little bit so it's a little bit more exactly where I want it. And I'm just going to change my color so we can see it. But when we do that, I'm going to make an arc. Remember, this arc that we show is the equivalent of us showing work. Now, we're going to put that triangle anywhere in the space provided. One thing you can do to make this a little easier is use a line. So I'm going to draw a straight line down, and I'm going to recreate from, let's say, J. I'm going to put that point right here. However, notice my original triangle is JKL. The new triangle is supposed to be called WXY. So since J is the first letter and W is the first letter, I'm going to label this point W. Sometimes we indicate it as J prime, but because we're indicated to create this new triangle, I'm going to put my compass at that point W, since I was at a clear piece at J before, and without changing the length of my compass, I make that arc. Now, I'm not going to make that arc at all, and I'm going to move my, sorry about that. Let me go back to our page here. I'm going to move our compass out of the way, and notice that this length here is that same distance from J to K is now from W to X. So I'm going to also label in X here. So we have those two pieces drawn in. Now we have one side covered, that means. We have to get the other two sides. So I'm going to go back to J with my clear piece of my compass. And I'm going to stretch out to L this time because I need one of a different side. So as I stretch out so that it's at L, let me get a little bit closer. And you can see as we make that arc here, that's again the equivalent of us showing work. So I'm going to pick up my compass, clear pieces back at W, and this time we'll make the arc without changing the length in the compass here. Now somewhere along this line is going to be that point L, which is going to be now known as Y, but I don't know exactly where. I have to be precise with my locations. So we're going to do this one more time. We're going to go from K this time, since it's the other point on the line that I already drew in. And I'm going to make an arc. Notice I didn't have to change the size of my compass at all because it was an isosceles triangle. If we're dealing with a scalene triangle, one that has three different sides, then we would have to resize the compass so it matches. But in this case, we didn't have to worry so much about that. I still wanted to show that work of the arc though. This time my clear piece is at X, which was renaming K, and we can go and make this arc. Now this arc, when we do it correctly, we'll see that we have an intersection. That intersection is our final point, was originally L, is now Y. And because it's a triangle, we need three sides. So we'll line up our straight edge, so take your ruler and line it up and connect W to that intersection, and that intersection to X, and that's our new triangle. Notice this is us copying three sides. We took the original side JK and placed it on this this line for WX. We copied JL to get WY, and then again for XY. Since only thing we did was copy sides, we know these triangles are congruent by the side theorem. The other construction I would know for our quarterly exam is the perpendicular bisector construction. So remember, when we're doing this construction, a bisector cuts a segment in half. So we just want a line segment that's going to cut MN in half. So we can start at either endpoint, M or N. I'm going to start at M. And since I want to cut it in half, I care to go more than halfway. You could go all the way the full length. You could go here. You can't go here. It's not halfway. And we don't want to go somewhere that looks perfectly halfway because we need some intersections. So as long as I'm more than halfway, I'm going to make the arc with my compass. So I've done that from M. Now without changing the length, that's the important part here, keeping that length intact of the compass, we reposition our clear piece to N, and we'll draw our second arc. Oops. You don't have to go around full circle like I almost did there, but the big thing is that we have two intersections. Anytime we have those two intersections, we're going to draw a straight line through them. So we have two intersections. I'm going to straighten mine out a little bit. Yours should be straight on with our ruler. We want to make sure that these are accurate constructions here. Remember, as soon as you see the word construct, you know we're using our compass and our straight edge. Because this could technically go on forever, I could give it a line. Perpendicular bisectors are a line segment. And there's our perpendicular bisector. Remember what else this construction does for us. This point here is the midpoint, and I know that M would be reflected over this line to get to N, so this is also a line of reflection. So perpendicular bisectors can get us 3 different constructions that we know of so far. Thanks for